Hey, Westbrook Village. It's good to be back here. I always love coming here. You know, I always see a lot of wildlife when I come here. Saw a hawk in the tree when I pulled in. I saw a coyote running across the golf course. I even saw a cougar. She was driving a golf cart. Actually, she was so old she might have been a saber-toothed tiger. Yeah, but I'm not making fun of a retirement community because I live in Sun City, okay? Yeah, you know, Sun City where the streets all go in circles, yeah. It's not a problem, it's a containment strategy, okay? That's how they keep the old folks off the freeway there, yeah. But I am retired, and I'm single, and guess what? I'm dating Santa Claus, yeah. The real Santa Claus, not the one that's going to be here later that Linda dates. The real Santa Claus. Now, I didn't plan it like that. I mean, nobody plans that. Who plans that? You know, it's not like I put a man in a red outfit with a scarf on my vision board. Well, actually, I did, but it was Mick Jagger. He's not showing up here anytime soon, okay? People want to know where I met Santa Claus. I said, well, I met him where I meet all the older guys at the mall. Yeah, I was getting my steps in. You know, I was making my third loop around. I heard someone saying, ho, ho, ho. Like, somebody talking to me? He said, hey lady, come over here and sit on my lap. I said, sir, I do not know you that well. He said, well, if you come over here and sit on my lap, I'm going to put you on my nice list. I'm like, oh, well, I know I didn't deserve that, so I ran right over and sat down. I reached up and tugged on his beard. I said, is that real? He said, yes, it is. And then he asked me, is your mustache real? Oh, yeah, my heart, boy, sparks just flew. I mean, that really turned me on. You know, people say, isn't Santa too old for you? I mean, he's been around for centuries. I said, look, at my age, if he has a pulse and he jiggles like a bowl of jelly, I'm in, okay? I love jelly. I know dating Santa sounds magical, but it's not all ho, ho, ho all the time. First of all, he knows everything, you know. That's annoying. On our first date, he said, I know if you've been naughty or nice. I said, oh, really? I said, well, then you probably also know that tonight I'm going to order the lobster and get my dessert to go and leave you with the check, pal. Well, I really knew that he was the one was when he showed up at my place unannounced, uninvited, came in, ate all my cookies, drank all my rum, and took a nap. And then, when he woke up, he wanted to slide down my chimney again. I said, this feels familiar. But we really bonded over our obsession with making lists, you know. He has his naughty list and his nice list. I have my list of my medications. And I have a list of people who I'm going to trip if we ever get chased by a bear. Actually, I think that Santa goes way too far with his list. I said, you know, Nick, quit judging people. You're not Yelp, okay? I love that he has a sleigh, too. And if he ever asks me to walk more than 3 blocks, I'm going to call Rudolph. He works for Uber on the side. He loves that I'm a senior, too. He says, you get it. You understand joint pain. You have dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon, and you're in bed by 9 o'clock. I said, you are correct, big boy. I don't want indigestion, for one thing. I just want someone who validates me constantly, and doesn't sneak up on me when I'm not looking. What's really weird about him is he watches me when I'm sleeping, and he knows when I'm awake. Yeah, that's unnerving, okay? Yeah, I woke up one time, and for one thing, you know, when you're younger and that happens, it's kind of sexy, right? But when you're older, it's more for medical reasons. They're watching you when you're sleeping. I woke up and he's looking at me, he's staring at me, he goes, "Did you know you have sleep apnea?" I said, "No, I did not." So I tried to spice things up with Santa. I said, "Talk naughty to me, Santa." He said, "Okay, your butt looks fat in those pajamas." That's naughty, all right. That's downright rude. But how about lingerie? Wearing lingerie for Santa, you know, getting all gussied up for Santa. You know, at this age, that's not going to happen. I'm just looking for easy access, right? Sorry, I just wrote this today, so I'm just doing this. Yeah, I'm not trying to be sexy. I'm just trying to avoid a Charley horse. If anything that I wear has buttons, snaps, ribbons, zippers, I'm out, okay? Just give me a big, loose, you know, waistband and some big legs and I'm good. Santa tried to be sexy too. The other day he came out with nothing on but his boots and his hat. I said, "Nick, go put something on. You look like a warning label sticking out." Well, let's talk about his beard, right? It's supposed to be all festive and everything, and it is. It's festive. Until it gets caught someplace where it shouldn't. Nothing kills the mood faster than saying, "Hey, stop. My beard is stuck down there. I'm tangled up." But I do like that Santa is low maintenance, okay? You know, for me, it's low maintenance. He has a job. He has his own transportation. And he wears the same suit every day. And he lives on milk and cookies. What could be easier? At my age, dating Santa makes a lot of sense. First of all, he only comes once a year. Ladies, right? Yeah? Yeah. He brings gifts too, real gifts. Not like, "Here's a Kleenex, I left you a gift." And he leaves before I wake up. That's the best part. That's not a boyfriend, that's more like freedom with a gigolo, okay? Ladies, don't feel bad if you're single on Christmas Eve. Just leave out some cookies, some rum, and lower your expectations. And remember to tidy up your garland around your chimney beforehand. And wash your chimney really well, okay? You never know when some jolly old fella is going to want to slide in there. You might want to use some WD-40 too, because based on my experience, Santa does not like friction. Thank you, I'm Diane Callis.
Good.